Hello and welcome everyone. Welcome back to the new Being Hypnosis channel. My name is Troy J. Bacon. I'm a quantum hypnotherapist and Reiki practitioner, helping people transform their lives, resolving tinnitus and trauma, and really helping people recover into a more peaceful and meaningful way of life. And today, on the Quantum Credo Corner interview series, we are joined with Kelsey J. Harte. She is a holistic healer. She does nutritional medicine and intuitive counseling. And Kelsey, here we go. How about you start by telling us a bit about your business and what you do, what you have to offer?
Okay. Yeah, thanks for having me, Troy. It's great to be here. Like you said, I'm an intuitive healer and a holistic nutritionist, and I help people heal chronic health symptoms naturally and with holistic health, and really like transform their life from darkness into light. It's very much entwined. I use all levels of holistic health. So, like physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. I really view them as all related. And in order to like heal and get better, get whole, we really have to address like each layer. So, I'm very passionate about helping people do that.
Very good, Kelsey. What is the name of your business?
Holistic heart healing. So the middle word is heart, Harte, which is also my last name. So I kind of made it kind of cutesy that way.
I
But
love that.
love is a huge part of my mission, and what I do is to anchor that on earth. And I think it really comes down to like learning to love ourselves first is most important.
Definitely, yeah. I believe that too. Um, yeah, love and passion, I think, are two of the, well, there are many forces and laws, but yeah, two very strong forces in the universe. Gratitude goes along with love, and um, my spirit taught me that either even from an early time that gratitude is a powerful force.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's a great tool, great energy to tap into.
So, how about, well, let's get into one of the one of your primary modalities and the results of it and the results you see and um, what that does for clients. Perhaps you could even share a case study or a case story.
Okay. The primary modality I use is, you've probably heard me chime on about this, but it's medical medium. Um, I I'll tell a little background of my story briefly, but I got sick in so I'm my own case study. I could start there. Like I've literally healed debilitating chronic health symptoms myself. I got really sick in 2018, and I was just a shell of a person. I felt really disconnected from everything around me. And I had these chronic health symptoms that made it really hard to like work a job, have relationships, have energy to like do things we need to do in life. And I was guided towards medical medium, which is a body of information that is channeled from spirit of compassion through the human guy here on earth, Anthony William, and he channels the information in he has put out books that talk a lot about the information and how to heal. A lot of it really just has to do with coming back to nature is a huge premise of the information, and utilizing like the gifts we have on this earth to heal, that are, a lot of like fruits and vegetables and herbs, and these like natural tools can really assist us in our healing. And so I went to task for myself, and I like started implementing that information, and it just really was became like natural to me. I picked it up naturally, and I devoted my whole lifestyle to it. I changed my life. I changed my nutrition from I was doing like high fat dieting, and I went into plant-based nutrition, and I started to incorporate a lot of herbs. I understood the root causes of my symptoms via this information, and I have completely healed debilitating chronic health symptoms like brain fog, asthma, chronic fatigue, depression. Like a ton of symptoms that were ailing me are now like gone. So that's kind of like the main tool that I do use. And then there's other things that branch from that. Um, Part of why I'm so passionate about medical medium is because it actually like what it does is it helps to cleanse your body, and it like detoxes your body of all of the impurities and the toxins and stuff that are like causing you they're basically like fogging up your being so you can't see your true self. And the information helps to like cleanse that away. And as you cleanse that away, you're actually able to access your true self, your true spirit. Um, and that starts to shine through more. And on my own personal journey, that's what happened. And I started to connect really deeply with my soul and see my soul shine through. And so that's become a huge part of what I do as well, is promoting people to connect with themselves on a deep level and connect with their own souls and their own spirits and their own hearts to guide them in life.
That's all lovely. Um, it sounds kind of similar to my story and what I do, but I think also a lot of healers, I th I think all healers probably got into the healing arts and holistic healing things because they were diseased and had issues and pains and problems, um, and they
Yeah.
needed to solve them. They needed to get better. But what's very common, I think, is that allopathic medicine often lets us down. Most medical doctors don't have, they can give us a diagnosis and sometimes a pill, but they don't have the cure, an actual fix for a condition. And yeah, definitely what I've been taught in my more like professional academic education for hypnotherapy is that the subconscious layer um, below the conscious layer of the mind is like a huge inner world um, where a lot of programs and beliefs and stuff get stored.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, definitely. I say that the body is a sacred temple. That's part of my teachings. What I teach my clients and people is, and this is what other traditions, such as teachings from Japan, even the ninja teachings in Eastern philosophies, even in yoga and Vedic philosophies, they say that the body is the temple. And I think that's very true because without our bodies being well and clean, then our souls can't be here fully. And
Yeah.
I think you're right on, Kelsey, to work on purifying the body, along with like the mind and heart,
Yeah.
to then allow more of the actual soul, quantum soul energy,
Yep.
that's immortal to be here.
Yeah, you're speaking my language. That makes total sense. It's so important to, yeah, start to recognize that and understand that as part of a way of like creating total wellness here on earth. That's like the path that can lead people there.
Yeah, there's so much I could get into about the books and teachings I've gotten into, but yeah, I believe that's like the the core of, or one of the core and origin purposes of why soul is incarnate here on Earth, going back even millions of years to the very early evolutions and early versions of humans. So that's a bit about your practice and how you got into it. How long have you been into this field, and when did you start your business?
Mm. I have been self-studying since I got really ill and I decided to like change my lifestyle. So that was again in 2018, about 6 years ago. Um, like a year prior to that, I took a course in functional nutrition, a whole program, not just a course. It was a whole like year-long program, and I got certified as a holistic nutritionist. It was kind of like things just fell into place naturally for me. Like I was studying functional nutrition and I saw that as a gateway, a doorway into holistic health. And I was like, okay, that's a good starting point. And then I got really sick, ironically, at that point when I was done with the program and the um, certification and all of that. And then I had medical medium come into my life and it was like a tool that was in alignment for me. And I just devoted myself to it. And I am a part of a practitioners group now. Um, we study the information and we do case studies and we really apply the information to ourselves. And then, we just support each other and help each other with it. So yeah, it's been a few years that I've been like super dedicated to all of this.
Okay. I recall that the way we met is at a Melee practice circle and we were exchanging readings for each other.
Yeah.
Um, how long has that aspect been in your life? Like empathic and intuitive readings? I assume probably longer than the holistic health knowledge.
Actually, well, it's kind of a like a both and or a both and thing for me. Like I didn't really like learn about psychic development or even what the heck psychic intuitive abilities are until I started cleansing my body and healing. I wasn't aware of that world of like the metaphysics and energy. Um, yeah, until I healed and I learned about it and it just like clicked so strongly with me that I just picked up on it naturally. There's also part of me that understands that like probably my whole life I've been intuitive. I just didn't understand that. I didn't recognize it. I didn't really know that I didn't really recognize like that I am a highly sensitive empath until I was at the point where I got super sick. And then things just started coming to me. Like all of this information about like who I am, my life path, why I've gotten sick, energy, being a highly sensitive empath, and what I've inherited along the lines of trauma, and like, why am I experiencing that while I'm on Earth? So connecting it to my soul purpose, it was like, honestly, it felt like an explosion. It was just like, boom, like, here's your spiritual awakening, and your consciousness just unlocked this door to understanding a ton of information about yourself and the world and just spirituality in general. But I wasn't super conscious of that before, but I do think that there was, some like it's not like all of a sudden I can just be this highly spiritual person. It's gotta be like I was born into it and then there was a point where things just unlocked and I understood it all.
Yeah. I think a lot of us who are more like old souls and on an awakening journey get to that point.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, it's a lot of us come into the world with so much conditioning that we've inherited. And, it's like those layers that we can't see our true self. So, again, it ties into the purification process that once you release that, then you tap into that magic and essence of who you really are. That's exactly what happened to me on my journey.
yeah, totally. Um, that's a part of my teachings and my belief is the true self. I started to learn about that from the Body and Brain Yoga School. Actually, my walkout spent a year and a half learning from them, and that's an integrative Korean yoga school. Um, My journey was kind of similar after college. I felt that I needed a lot of healing. I felt a lot of pains in my body. So I kept seeing this yoga school nearby in Seattle and thought I'd stop in and see what they have to offer and get enrolled. And they not only do like Tai Chi and yoga classes, but with a Korean twist. But it's all about leading to healing yourself and refining yourself to then access and embody and master your true self. And so that's also
Mm.
become a part of my teachings, but also integrated with deep hypnosis work and Reiki and spiritual alchemy, which is a service that I'm offering along with tinnitus and trauma resolution. But the spiritual alchemy also, I think, is ideal for trauma resolution, um, to like heal and purify and move past the trauma and blockages and get to your true self.
Yeah, that's the thing is when we go on our journey of healing ourselves and it can be confusing because there's like so many different modalities to choose from, but I think the real magic in medicine comes from like learning to tap into yourself for guidance and what's for you is going to come on your path and trusting that and having faith that you will be like divinely guided is really important. So, yeah, I love a lot of tools we have too are so similar. Like, if we really dissect the essence of them, there's similarities in like the modalities that you use with the modalities that I use. There's, it's like in religion, um, different religions have a different name for the same thing, which is like the ultimate creator, source, God, Allah, all of those different names, but we're really just explaining the same thing. So I think there's a lot of commonalities in the tools that we have. I would say a lot of them just relate to energy. That's a huge thing that I've learned on my healing path is um, how important the world of energy and how energy relates to our healing is. It's just like so, so, so powerful.
I agree. Yeah, the core of my understanding of health and healing is all about the energy layer, the aura, the energy body, also the energy in the subconscious that then kind of shapes and is um, in a quantum way. Also the energy in the aura and energy body, um, and animal spirits are part of my modality or one of them, kind of my paradigm, and working with them because animal spirits I found are very real. Sometimes they can also be the spirits of our pets and actual animals, but quite often they're spirits just in the quantum realm representing qualities of us or resonating with qualities of us too. And some of my animal spirits have come and gone. Yeah, it's all about energy, really, is shaping your energy, healing it, understanding the source of how things got stuck and blocked, and then
Yeah.
moving that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the purpose, or yeah, really the purpose of energy and the energy body and life is for it to constantly be moving. It's and disease often happens when energy gets stuck and stopped.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
agree.
And when we have life force running through us, it wants to move through us, this life force from source coming down. Like it comes from all sides. Um, but yeah, sometimes that life force gets blocked, and that's usually when we experience our symptoms and our traumas and all of
I agree.
that.
Yeah, really the body is, I think there are genetic codes from our ancestors that we need and all that, but the body is mostly listening to us. A lot of it is shaped throughout our growing up and throughout our years and learning and stuff we pick up. Um, Epigenetics, I think, is a big, very real thing that needs to be expanded on, and the understanding of how the body really listens to the words and the thoughts and beliefs we're constantly running. And so that's what we do.
Nice. Yeah, the our bodies are extremely intelligent, and they are a mass of metaphysical energy and magic. And that's part of my passion with helping people heal, is helping them to tap into that power and access that, which does it can um, be accessed through thoughts in your subconscious. Um, that's a big part of it, I'd say, your beliefs about your body, but also like returning back to love and, shedding the layers of fear, returning back to awareness of love and that we are source. And there's so much healing power that exists in that space where we start to anchor in and really make our true beliefs that like our body is supporting us constantly. Our body can heal from anything. Um, it's really that's a really important piece of healing. And I think I use that in my own journey. I still am working on that. Like it's a work in progress for me. Um, but I know that there was a recommendation from the medical medium information that is like, say every day I am healing. Say it 3 times a day. If you feel like you're not healing or you're scared of a symptom, just like repeat that to yourself throughout the day, and it can really help you anchor into healing. But yeah, our bodies are powerful. We are like powerful beings, and we just need to return back to that awareness.
Definitely. So I want to get into more of like the herbal and nutritional um, side of your work.
Sure.
And in order for like the soul and spirit to really be optimal and functioning and flowing through us, um, when we do move through blockages, I know that there are many things that can damage and block the body physically and with viruses. Even I have suffered bouts of and waves of brain damage from um, I think both COVID and a mystery virus and such in the last 2 years. So I'm wondering how your herbal and nutritional knowledge plays into that and really purifying and maintaining the body. Um, what services and what you have to offer about that, um, so that then the person's body can then become a more ideal conduit for embodying their soul's purpose.
Yeah. From what I have studied and learned, and what has helped me the most and the people in my network and community is um, getting to know our body on a deep level. That's kind of where I started. Is like, a lot of people are walking through the world not really in touch with their body and themselves. And so it's important to like start to become aware of yourself. And part of that is getting to know the organs in your body, like building a relationship with what the hell is in your body. Like, do we know? We all have livers, we all have kidneys, we all have brains, we all have thyroids. Of course, there's situations where people have to get those removed, or different situations. But for the most part, we all have the same makeup. And what it comes down to is understanding what those parts of ourselves need in order to thrive. That was so pivotal for me to understand. What do my cells need to thrive? There's a lot of misinformation in the world, and so the stuff that I might talk about right now, it could conflict with what some people's beliefs are. So just, I would say invite you to have an open mind and just think about this information. But what I've learned is that the body and the cells need glucose in order to thrive. And like they don't need fat, they don't necessarily need protein. We're taught to eat a lot of protein. Um, I made the most healing results when I anchored myself in the understanding that my body needs um, glucose, which is like natural sugar, which comes from fruits and um, like root vegetables, like sweet potatoes, potatoes. I started devoting my healing to getting sources of that, and that's when I saw the best results for my healing. And there's other components to that, like we also need electrolytes and mineral salts, and because like our body is electricity. I'm sure a
Hmm.
lot of people who understand spirituality understand that like we are electric beings. So we have a lot of minerals in our body, the same stuff that the universe is made of, we have in our body. Our body needs minerals, natural, like certain natural substances in order to thrive and to be able to be supported and have the energy running through us really in a balanced way and a sound way. And so that is, yeah, the most important thing for me in my own healing was to bring in a lot of like fruits and vegetables, herbs, started juicing, hydration, because we are, 70% water. We need a lot of water and hydration. Um, and if we look at it on an energetic level as well, I this was really interesting for me is to realize that fruits and vegetables, um, if you kind of like intuitively look at them, they have a certain energy. And that energy is like very high vibrational, and it has a high frequency. And so when you're in a denser frequency with your health, you have symptoms, you have those blockages of the life force energy. It can really, really, really be beneficial to bring in the high frequency foods to help you heal that. And then your being in your body starts to become more high vibrational because of that. And that these high frequencies, they help to heal the dense frequencies, and they help in the cleansing and the detoxing and the purifying. It really is simple to heal. Like there's a lot of people that talk about like biohacking and bringing in like these different things, but the real recipe to heal is so simple. It's like getting back to your true nature. Like we are nature. We don't need a ton of things, and we don't need a ton of like gadgets and man-made pills and things to heal us. We just really need nature. Nature can come in and just help with that transformation that um, connects us back to health and to source.
I love that philosophy. Totally resonate with that. Um, there's, I'm in touch with a lot of people, and I'm friends with vegans, non-vegans, some people who are more on the carnivore diet. And so I'm wondering what your take is on each of those, how, as much as you know about them, and um, if you think it's better to eat more like a vegetarian or vegan diet, or do we still need some animal meat?
Mm.
Um, how much have you found or heard that also perhaps the carnivore diet, even in short spills of it or something like that, could be useful as a healing tool? What are your thoughts on vegan and non-vegan diets?
Sure, that's a great question. I am a proponent that each person should honor what is going to be in alignment for them. So I honestly don't think there's a one size fits all for every single person. Like everybody should eat this certain way. I think we need to meet ourselves where we're at and really like assess our values, our culture, um, what foods we have accessible, etc., to decide that. But there are certain things that are going to be more conducive to the purification detox process, and there's going to be certain things that don't quite necessarily get that energy flowing. Meat is a little bit more of a neutral food, it's a bit more denser. So it doesn't necessarily like help with the purification process. But there is a place for it, like if somebody needs to like slow their purification detox process down, that would be a time to bring in meat if it felt aligned for them. But I think people can heal while they are eating meat. I've seen that happen. Like a lot of people who heal with the medical medium information, they also eat meat. It's just about learning like how meat affects your body. One of the really important ways to heal that I've learned is to learn how to treat your liver right and how what the learning what the liver needs in order to function properly. So we've been taught that fat is a way that we can heal our body, but actually fat inhibits the liver's process to heal. So if we've got a really like sluggish, stagnant liver and it's troubled, eating a lot of fat isn't going to help that. So it's just like kind of assessing like where you're at in your healing and what needs to happen in order to help your purification process. Um, I went balls to the walls when I started healing, and I went 100% plant-based vegan. Probably wasn't the best idea for me, but I was so desperate to feel better. I just wanted to heal really quickly. But I definitely think like if it aligns for people, veganism is appropriate. Um, but yeah, a large piece of the healing portion has to do with like what types of fat you're eating. So I would look at that, and that I think that's most important to highlight and be aware of.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. A little bit more on the specific side. What are what do you have to say about things like gluten and um, wheat and grains? Um, some people seem to tolerate them better than others, but do you think that I've heard that even just wheat and some grains are always inflammatory for us on some level? What do you have to say about that, eating processed grains?
I would tend to agree. The information again that I've followed that's helped me heal the most is to eliminate gluten as much as possible. Gluten is kind of like a antagonist in the body. It can feed the viruses that we have in our body and get things out of balance in that way. So if you have symptoms you're healing, it's going to be really beneficial to like keep off of gluten as much as possible. And it's all about timeline here. So it's not like a lot of people a lot of times think that these recommendations are like you have to do them for the rest of your life, but you don't necessarily have to do that. Like it's while you're healing, it's good to get off the gluten because it can create a little bit of like imbalance and havoc in the body. And then when you are at a point where you're more healed, you can kind of go back to that relationship with um, seeing what it feels like to eat that and how it feels in your body.
I would agree. And my journey, I listen to my gut and stomach a lot, not only intuitively, but I've developed sensitivity to like actually kind of hear messages from it,
Mhm.
um, of like telling me when I need to eat more greens and vegetables. alkalize a bit more, um, stay away from breads and grains, um,
Yeah.
a bit more, steer from them altogether. Yeah, I listen to my body about what it really is telling me, um, about how to balance it and
Mm,
make it better.
I love
Yeah,
that. That's beautiful. Yeah. You can totally ask your body, start building that relationship of like asking your body, what do you need? And yeah, intuitively hearing what it needs. That's so, so awesome.
indeed. What what else would you like to say about your business, what you offer? Do you have any specials coming up or any events you're doing?
Um, I don't have any events currently. I usually like to talk with people, do like a quick call one-on-one to get to know people who are interested in working with me and seeing if we're aligned to work together, if it's a good fit. And then I offer my services based on each individual. So I have like a 6-week program where people can come work with me to heal their chronic health symptoms with the information that I use. So if anybody's interested about that, they can contact me and we can talk about it. I think that's the best way to go about it. And you can always follow me on my socials. I do events, but it's kind of like random here and there. But you can follow me on Instagram at Holistic Heart Healing. So again, the heart is Harte. And then if you want to get in contact with me, you can email me at holistichearthealing@gmail.com. And I'm also on Facebook, Kelsey J. Hart. If you follow Troy, you'll also be able to find me because we're friends.
We are.
And I just realized that you have a J initial as well.
I do, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's an interesting connection.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Kelsey. This has been a very informative and also fun for me interview, to talk about the nutritional kind of physical wellness as well, kind of by itself and as it complements the spiritual and energetic wellness.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, it's all related. I love like reminding people of that. Like we aren't just physical beings. We are everything combined, interconnected together. It's really important to remember that. But yeah, thank you for having me. It's so awesome to have this conversation. And I mean, I'm passionate about it, so it's easy to talk about.
Of course, yeah, I hope that we'll be able to do this again, certainly soon. Um, we have more to talk about, I'm sure.
Yeah,
We have a lot to offer. I know you and I.
that'd be great.
Well, thank you, Kelsey. And I'll be sure to have all of Kelsey's information linked up in the description box. Always to contact her, everything she has to offer, her website, Holistic Heart Healing. Thank you, Kelsey. And I'll keep in touch with you.
Yeah,
Take care.
sounds great. Thanks.
Peace to you.
Peace to you.